Hello, good day everyone, and welcome to the Product Innovation webinar. So my name is Tom Pijssel, and I'm joined today with Danny. She is Product Manager for Woodwing Studio, Jeff Kapp, Product Manager Connect, and Jouke Jongsma, Product Manager Digital Asset Management. And before diving into the webinar, let me give you a quick update on Woodwing and our mission and focus. So Woodwing was founded in 2000, and we have over 230 employees nowadays and service more than 5,000 customers on a global basis. And we do this together with our global partner community, which can offer local support, training, and implementation. And our mission is to liberate organizations from their content and information inefficiencies. We provide you with solutions to take charge of your content so you can collaborate seamlessly and unlock your team's full potential. And we do this with three classes or categories of products. The first one is Woodwing Assets and Studio, also the focus of today's webinar, which allows you to create exceptional content at scale. The second one is Woodwing Extendis, an enterprise information management system that allows you to securely store your documents. So security is here at the highest standards. It offers a single source of truth for all your valuable content. And lastly, Woodwing Scienta, so focusing on knowledge management. So this is a one-stop place or a single source of truth for all your organizations, processes and procedures and documentation. But what are the reasons that organizations have content inefficiencies? So the content or the creation of content is a complex, and more than often it feels chaotic instead of an organized process. So there are many aspects that contribute to this complexity, but the most important ones are the following. So first of all, the content itself. So you create exceptionally beautiful and meaningful content. So this is not only highly designed content like marketing, magazines or artwork, but also financial, educational or product related content. Secondly, it's the number of distribution channels. So you need to tell your stories via print and digital channels. And you need to do this in an efficient way while respecting and taking advantage of the uniqueness of each of the channels. Then thirdly, so scale and velocity make up an important ingredient. Think, for example, of the velocity of producing a newspaper or producing content in multiple languages or managing a content library containing millions of product images. And lastly, and this is maybe the most important ingredient, people. So to create quality content or high quality content, this is never created in a vacuum. It requires teamwork and efficient collaboration. So by implementing a content orchestration strategy, an organization can overcome these challenges. So once implemented, people and tools work seamlessly together to plan, create, manage, and distribute content. This way, you can take charge of your content and unlock your team's full potential. So now let's dive into some of the trends in the industry. The first trend is the rise of the omni-channel content platform. This is also sometimes called the transition from DAM 2.0 to DAM 3.0. So with DAM 2.0, the DAM is already integrated into your tech stack. So think, for example, of metadata extraction via AI, an integration with your PIM system, so product information management system, or the DAM is integrated via a CDN into your web CMS. Omnichannel content platforms take this to the next level. So this goes beyond the traditional assets like images and videos, and require the integration of any asset needed to deliver an omnichannel experience. This process often includes access to text and data at the atomic level. So by using the underlying components of the content can be orchestrated into new forms and surfaced via personalized channels to end users. So by integrating assets in Studio into your tech landscape, you're perfectly positioned to serve this rich, personalized content. The second trend that we see is the adoption of cloud and SaaS technologies. So, and if we zoom in, we can see the following benefits. So, faster deployment, offer attractive and flexible price models. We reduce the complexity for updates and upgrades, and you're ready for future software needs. And it allows you to easily integrate your solutions with other SaaS solutions. If we zoom in on content creation, we see an increased interest in print automation and digital transformation due to the rising paper and labor costs. So with Wootting Studio, you have the opportunity to improve your efficiency by a content-first and template-based workflows. So by implementing a content-first workflow, one can break down the silos that historically exist between print and digital teams. This greatly improves your efficiency of the overall content creation process. Second trend is compliancy. So are you in control of your content? So where and how did you publish your content? Is the content correct, and do you have the rights to publish it to a specific channel, for example? And compliance also directly relates to the last trend, and that's the rise of generative AI services like ChatGPT, Bard, DALL-E, and many others. So these services use AI technology to generate text and images, which makes compliancy difficult. And if we zoom in on generative AI, clearly ChatGPT stands out, and there are many use cases that can help you with tools like ChatGPT. So think of rewriting, summarizing, brainstorming, search engine optimization, social posts, or converting structured data into text. And to explore the possibilities of ChatGPT, we created a sample plugin that is integrated into the digital editor. I will show it in a bit. Let me jump to the video. What you see here is an integration with ChatGPT. So in this case, I asked ChatGPT to create several headlines for my article. In this case, I asked them to generate 3. I can select a headline that I like and just copy and paste it into my article. A second use case is the creation of social snippets or social posts. So this is an example. In this example, we, for example, create a Facebook post or a tweet, which you can then easily copy and paste and publish to your social channels. As you can see, there are already today many ways that you can leverage this kind of technology. But you should also be careful. So AI always needs a human operator. So just like the Tesla autopilot, it needs human oversight. So the model can be biased, or since it is a generative model, it can be plain hallucination. And unfortunately, this has already been proven the case, and various publishers have published articles in recent months containing false information. But that should not block us from exploring the great benefits from this type of technology. They should be treated as a new tool in your toolbox, and when used by a skilled professional, they can offer great potential. And we would like to explore these possibilities together with you. So please join the conversation via the Early Access program. You can find the Early Access program on our Help Center. And now we would like to run a small poll. So we would like to invite you to fill out the following poll on your interest in a solution like ChatGPT. So let me start the poll, and then we take a minute to fill out the poll and see the results. Thank you very much. A lot of you have filled out the poll, so thank you very much for that. And we see a clear interest in ChatGPT. So people are experimenting with tools like ChatGPT, have not yet integrated it into their processes. So please reach out to us and join the conversation by the Early Access program. Next topic, we would like to introduce you to the Woodwind Cloud. So the Woodwind Cloud is the cloud-hosted platform for our core solutions, Woodwind Assets and Studio. It comes with the highest security standards, it's scalable, it's globally available, and out of the box, it comes with automated backups, things like data recovery, and we have a global 24/7 team of skilled professionals managing the Woodwind Cloud. We will do at least 2 updates for every product per year, and also the Woodwind Cloud comes with numerous integration options. In this image, we show the options or the deployment options next to each other. So as a customer, you have the option to either deploy Assets and Studio within a local or private cloud environment, or you can deploy the solution within the Woodwind Cloud. So for the foreseeable future, Woodwind will continue to support both self-hosted as well as Woodwind Cloud customers. But if you're interested to explore the possibilities of the Woodwind Cloud, please reach out to your partner or your account manager to explore the possibilities. And with that, I would like to hand you over to Danny, who's going to give you an update on Woodwind Studio.
All right, taking a look at Woodwind Studio. Studio is still a great program for content creation and workflow. It has everything that we love involving planning, producing, publishing, repurposing. And so first I want to take a look back on some of the features that we've added recently into Studio. So if I look at Digital Editor, we've added a lot of things in the last 6 months. Bulk publishing was one that allowed us to take articles and be able to publish them all at once up to an endpoint, or to take an article, publish it to multiple endpoints. So now instead of having to publish one article after another, the process got a lot faster and gained some great efficiencies. We also added some new endpoints into digital publishing. So if you're looking at publishing into Twixel, Emacs, PubPig, or any of these different applications, or into a mobile app, our integrations and metadata has been greatly enhanced, and we have all new ways of publishing to all of these endpoints. We've also included improvements around character, word count, and paragraph count. So if you are writing multi-channel first, and you need to be able to make sure that the story that you're writing has proper word count, you can write directly into the multi-channel or digital editor and now see that word count. Lastly, we have a toolbar that disappears when you're writing into a component. So this was a fix that a lot of people were asking us for as they're writing their digital article, being able to see the text and the type underneath it. If I look at InDesign and Studio itself, for InDesign, we've added some additional functionality around aborting the checkout of a layout. Now, if you abort the layout, you also get the options as to how do I want to close the articles? Do I also want to abort these? Do I want to check them in? How do I want this process to handle? So that really helps out the designers in case they accidentally click something and oops, I wanted to save something in the text, but not inside of the layout. As far as InDesign 2023 is coming, we are actively working on a new upcoming version. We did release Smart Styles for 18.0. Studio plugins are coming very soon. We are hard at work making sure that they release exactly as we want them to, so expect that very soon. For Studio, we also added a very popular feature, setting a print issue as the current issue. So previously, if you wanted to set the current issue, you had to do so inside of Studio Server. Now, if you are an admin, that's not a problem, but for the average user, maybe they weren't. So we wanted to make sure that anyone who was inside of Studio could set this functionality. We also added support for Microsoft Edge. Previously, we were making sure that everyone stayed inside of Chrome, but now you can do this, all of the great functionalities inside of Microsoft Edge. And lastly, we've added some great branding inside of Studio. So now if you want to change your colors, change your logos, change your branding, that is available to you. Passing it back over to Tom for the administration.
Thank you, Danny. Yeah, so on the administration side, we added various options. So one of them is controlling the debug level for an individual user via the user management and maintenance page. And as an administrator, this greatly improves the way that you can debug problems. So in the past, you had to redeploy the Studio server to enable debug logging. Now this is fully self-server, so you can, with a click of a button, enable or disable this debug logging. The same goes for the server name. So in the past, you had to do this via a settings file. Now you can do this conveniently from the management console. We're also constantly upgrading the third-party components. So, for example, RabbitMQ 3.9, we're, as we speak, working on the next iteration. So newer versions of RabbitMQ and Solr are coming in the second quarter. Also, we improved the process for uploading files via the Studio desktop app. So if your web server supports this, then we can much faster upload the files. And lastly, the archiving process. So here we added a lot of additional metadata fields, so which make it a lot easier to report on the files within your archive, find the right files that you need. So now let me start the demo of some of the highlights that Danny and I just mentioned.
Today we're going to be taking a look at a few new features that we've included inside of Woodwing Studio. The first one is the ability to bulk publish. So if you go to an article and select the Publish button, you have the ability to pick and choose what channels your article will go to. This makes it a lot faster to be able to publish one article to multiple channels all at the same time. So you can see that I'm deselecting and selecting different channels to publish my article to. After a moment, the article will be packaged and delivered to your endpoint. Now, if you don't want to open the individual articles, you have the ability to do so directly from Studio. If you select a couple of articles, you have the ability to right-click on them, and you'll notice that my preferences are saved from the last time I published articles. So it will pick and choose those two endpoints and deliver the content to that platform. Likewise, you can still pick and choose an individual article and send it directly to an endpoint. We have added configuration and mapping for a couple of additional channels. So now you can also publish directly to PugPig, which is a channel we have some publishers asking about, as well as Twixel. A nice new improvement here is that if you are publishing directly to a collection, you can specify the collection ID inside of the Studio metadata as long as you have set up your Studio server correctly. See Help Center for more information about this. Additionally, we have added a new feature around word count inside of Studio Digital Editor. So if I select a component, you can see that I have the ability to switch between characters, word count, or even paragraph count. Now on the left-hand side, I can pick and choose just the components to see what the word count is on this component. Or on the right-hand side, I can see the total number of words or characters or paragraphs for the entire article. In addition to word count, we picked up a nice improvement that allows us to edit and write text more easily inside of a component. You'll see that as I hover over the component, a handlebar appears which obscures all of the text in the upper right-hand corner. However, as you start to type, the handlebar will disappear. So again, as I move my cursor, the handlebar appears, but if you begin typing, the handle will disappear. Additionally, we've made some nice improvements inside of the issue manager. So if you go to Studio and you navigate to your brand, you have the ability to set the current issue directly inside of Studio. I right-click on the issue that I want to change, and I have the ability to set current issue. You'll notice that the small icon now shifts to the selected issue. I can also remove it as the current issue, and again, pick a different issue as whichever one I would like to be the current issue. Inside of the Studio console, we've added some additional settings for customized branding. So if I go into Integrations, Woodwing Studio, I can select Branding. Here, I can now specify all of the different unique looks for my server. So if I want to upload a logo, or if I want to change the header bar colors, I'm going to very quickly pick some colors. Oh, these are not the most flattering, but you can pick and choose whatever colors you would like. And if you don't like the colors you picked, you can always set it back to our factory defaults. Thanks so much. All right, now that we've taken a look at some of the features that we've added in the past, I want to take a look at where we're going in the future. So, focusing on the roadmap for Studio, the first big topic that we are taking a look at is content collaboration. We've heard a lot of people wanting to revise the way that we envision commenting and how we communicate within the Studio tool. So we are going to be revising comments around dossiers first, making sure that people have the ability to communicate more easily inside of our tools, possibly even being able to create comments that are routed to individual users or groups. We'll keep you informed as we continue moving down this avenue, but know that we've already spoken to some partners who are very excited about this, so we hope you will be too in the future. Next up, sync digital to print. We've been working on this one for a while, but we're very excited and very close to releasing this feature. What it will allow you to do is if you start a multi-channel article, create a print variant from it, and then paste it onto a page, when you make a change inside of the digital article, that change will also flow down to the print article. So if I change the title in digital, it will also change inside of print. This will be tremendously helpful for anyone who's working in that hybrid multi-channel workflow. So again, very close to releasing this, very exciting. Next up is digital content. We wanted to find a new way to visualize really technical data. So imagine complex tables, bar charts, graphs. We've been talking to and working with some different companies and looking at some different options. And we are thinking about moving forward with an integration with a company by name of Infogram. So present day, they have some interesting solutions with how you can place data onto a table. And we want to see a better way of using their same functionality inside of Studio. As we get further along in the workflow and releasing prototypes, we'll be posting about it inside of Early Access program. We'd love to see you in one of our prototypes to help validate that this is the type of functionality and feature that will best serve our customers. So that's a look at the Studio roadmap. Thanks so much.
Yeah, hello, my name is Jouk Jongsma, and I'm the product manager for both of Woodwing's digital asset management solutions. Let's go to the next slide. Both of our DAM solutions, Assets and Swvl. So DAM solutions are used to centrally manage digital assets across the entire content lifecycle. By storing all files in a single location, users have maximum control over when and where files are being used. Swvl is our SaaS DAM product, and the Swvl technology is the base of the next iteration of Woodwing Assets. In this presentation, I will show the key functionality and improvements we made to the product over the last 6 months. During this period, we have released 10 updates of assets. The most recent functionality we added to the products were all requested by our partner and customer community. For this, we have our own community feedback portal. The first improvement I want to talk about is that we changed the behavior how users can view a PDF file in Assets. When a user wants to preview a PDF file, this can be done with a normal preview or as a PDF preview. In the old situation, the selected view mode was not saved. In the new situation, it is saved when a user navigates from one PDF to another. At the end of my presentation, I will show a short video demonstrating this feature and all the others improvements I mentioned. Next to that, we also improved how Assets handles Illustrator files. When previewing Illustrator file, in a new situation, Assets shows a PDF format instead of a JPEG image. With this improvement, it is now possible to preview all artboards in the Illustrator file, which wasn't possible with the JPEG image. Metadata fields often contain a URL, and because a URL in the previous versions of Assets was not clickable, it could be difficult to retrieve this information. To improve this behavior, URLs that are part of a metadata field are now detected and displayed below the field as a hyperlink. In the coming period, we will continue to add requested and highly requested and desired improvements. In addition, the team will also start working on making the content collaboration feature Danny just talked about available in the product. For our SaaS DEM product, Swivel, we have been working on rewriting the storage engine. And with this, the product is even more future-proof and scalable. The storage overall also made it possible to easily introduce encryption at rest, and we are now able to later introduce disaster recovery as a feature to Swivel. With this new storage engine, we have also introduced a new way of uploading files in Swivel. In the past, there was a separate upload screen where files could be uploaded and metadata could be added. This screen has been removed to make the process simpler, quicker, and more automated. For the new upload process, we make use of multi-part uploads, and this also allows larger files to be uploaded into Swivel. We have also added the metadata report feature to Swivel. This feature is already available in Assets. And with this feature, users can export a CSV file with a list of all the metadata fields and their values used in a selection of files. We have also been working on setting up an additional AWS region in the UK. Swivel already uses 4 different regions, and for our European customers, we make use of AWS in Ireland. Now that the UK is no longer part of the EU, we have decided to add a dedicated Swivel AWS region in London to serve our UK customers. Also, the Swivel team will be making adjustments to the products for making the collaboration feature work in Swivel. And another very important feature the team started working on is adding SSO single sign-on to Swivel. We expect to release this feature later this year. Finally, I want to show a video of the various improvements we have made.
In this demo, I will show the latest improvements we made to Assets and Swivel. One improvement is around saving the selected viewing mode. When viewing a PDF, users have 2 options: normal preview or the PDF preview. In the old situation, when navigating from one PDF to another file, the selected viewing mode isn't saved. So I have now selected the PDF preview. When I navigate to another PDF file I have, the old normal preview is selected. In the new situation, when I select the PDF preview and navigate to another file, the selected state is saved. Another improvement we made is how Assets is handling Illustrator files. In the old situation, when viewing an AI file in Assets, we only show a JPEG image of the file. If the Illustrator file would consist of multiple pages, only the first page was shown. In the new situation, when viewing an Illustrator file, not only the JPEG preview is shown, but we also show now a PDF preview. With this PDF preview, users can see all the artwork of the file. The next improvement I would like to show is that URLs in the metadata panel will now appear as hyperlinks. For example, if I now would add a URL in the description field, the URL will be clickable. So I've now added a URL, and we extract the URL and make it a hyperlink. Now I would like to show the improvements we made to our other DAM product called Swivel. We made improvements to how files are uploaded to Swivel. So before, a separate upload screen appeared in which files could be uploaded and metadata could be added. We have removed this screen to make the process simpler, quicker, and more automated. So now once files that have been uploaded, you have an upload panel where you can see all the batches, and if you want to add metadata to the latest uploaded batch, all the files are pre-selected and you can add metadata to those uploaded files. And you can always go back to the upload panel where you have the overview. The last improvement I would like to show is the option to export all the metadata used in files saved in Swivel. I will select a few files, choose the option Download Metadata Report. Here you can select if you want to export all the metadata fields that are being used or only a selection. I will go for the option all the metadata fields that are used. When I press download, what you will see, we are generating the metadata report, and this can be downloaded as a CSV file with all the metadata fields of all the files. This concludes my demo. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Jeff Gappin. I am the product manager for Woodwing Connect. And Woodwing Connect is a tool that it really, as we consider the wide world of Woodwing products, Woodwing Connect essentially spans all of those products. And it is an umbrella term for the numerous integration options that you have available to you. So as you look at this particular slide, if you look at the bottom set of icons where we have APIs, webhooks, plugins, and iPaaS, the APIs, of course, are the APIs for the Woodwing Studio, the Woodwing Assets, and the Woodwing Swivel, right? So webhooks are tools within those systems to be able to deliver content about something that's happened. Plugins are tools to expand the capabilities of those tools. And then iPaaS is actually a piece of Woodwing Connect that we use called Workato, right? So as we're talking about this, keep in mind all of those things, and Woodwing Connect is essentially an umbrella term for all of those. Now, as we're talking about Woodwing Connect, the roadmap for Connect, one of the things that I've really wanted to be able to do is continue to enhance the connectors that are used for Workato within the environment. So what that means is for users of the iPaaS tool, the connectors are essentially tools that allow you to connect to the Woodwing system and then deliver content or process that content using the APIs. So the thing is with the Assets and Studio Workato connectors, they exist, right? They certainly are quite functional, and we continue to add features to them based on the APIs within those systems. In addition, one of the things that we're also going to do is embed the Workato toolset within our systems. And what that means is functionally, you'll see a user page which allows you to access Workato from within the toolset. So that's pretty exciting. The external integrations, if you think about a system in a cloud, what we're essentially trying to do with external integrations is make it possible for you to do more with our systems in the cloud, and that might include InDesign server jobs, more integration tools, and examples for the Woodwing Cloud. Lastly, we have standard integrations, and we've got a couple of those that we'll discuss. So with Connect, as noted, new capabilities and functionalities with Connect and Workato. So we've added functionality and continue to refine those connectors. One of the things we did in the last couple of weeks is that we actually made those connectors available within the Workato marketplace. So that now means that either as a user of Workato or somebody who is searching for functionality within Workato, they can search for Woodwing assets and they can find the connectors. They can search for Woodwing Studio and they can find the connectors, and that just makes it far easier for people to find and then be able to use the tooling. We are also working on a Woodwing connector for Swivel. We actually have one right now. I just want to finish doing a few enhancements to that tool. We've also built a tool called Connect Automate, which is essentially a tool that works together with Workato to be able to generate PDFs within Studio, which of course you can do now. But it also provides a mechanism to be able to push those PDFs into assets. It's a fully integrated tool with assets, with Studio, and with Workato, and we're pretty proud of that one. And of course, Woodwing Connect embedded. Next slide. Integration tooling. This is something that's kind of been a big goal for me. Let's go ahead and previous slide. Get back. There we go. One of the big things that I want customers and partners to be able to do is to be able to easily pick up the tooling that we have available and use it. So the powerful APIs, what we did is we created Postman collections. And collections are essentially, hey, these are the APIs that are available within the system within a tool called Postman. Postman is a really nice tool because it allows you to visualize the use of the APIs. So we've done that for Studio, we've done that for Assets, and we've done that for Swivel. And they are all available on GitHub. So you can go out and actually search for them, they're public. And then you can use the Postman collections to see, in addition to our already existing documentation, right? So you can see the APIs. And then what you can do within Postman is you can create what's known as an environment. And the environment is essentially the URL to the system you're trying to work with, along with the APIs. And you can create flows within Postman. So you can pre-create, without having to write any code, right, the integration that you want, and then you can choose to implement it. So, for instance, in say something like JavaScript, if that's what you wanted to do, etc. So it's again another piece of tooling to help make the integration processes within our tools easier. We also took a step towards creating a server plugin that allows users to be able to create a plugin that has the configurations that are required for these plugins within JSON, and then be able to edit that JSON within the Studio environment. And the idea there is to simply simplify changes that you want to make. You can do those yourselves rather than going through our support process to do that. So it's a really nice tool. It's also available out in GitHub. And then lastly, we also want to be able to take our assets tool and create external plugins. So what we're going to do is create, again, another sample that allows you to see how that's done using the different libraries that we have available, and then be able to take that and implement it for whatever item that you want. All right. And lastly, we have a couple of different standard integrations that are coming. We have right now AI tagging with Clarify, and then we're also going to have some photo editing tools that are going to be available. And so stay tuned. We're pretty excited about these things, and we'll be delivering them to the marketplace very soon. So, thank you, Tom.
Thank you, Jeff. So that brings us to the end of the webinar. So we have some time available for questions. Already some questions came in by the questions and answer section within GoToWebinar. One of them was a suggestion for also showing the reading time. So we now show the word count, character count. Would also be nice to show the reading time. This is a great suggestion. I don't know if this is possible, but it's definitely something that we want to explore. Then we also got a question on support for Hike or dragging Hike files into onto a layout. This is also something that we are exploring. Is it possible within the new versions of InDesign? We are looking into the various processing tools and options available for the Studio server, and can then take a decision based on that. So then a question on the metadata report, which Jouke showed, which is part of Civil. It's also part of assets, so you can also find the same functionality within Woodwing assets. So quickly select one or more assets or all the assets in your search, and then create a metadata report from there. We see some questions still popping in. Does using the API require a multi-channel license? So no, we have a separate license model for this for Woodwing Connect, also based on the number of tasks and scripts that you execute. So please reach out to your partner or account manager who can explain more about Connect and the possibilities, and also about the pricing. And reading through the questions. Are you considering a desktop integration for assets via a hot folder or such? So this is not on our short-term roadmap, but definitely something that is interesting to explore. If you have more of these ideas, also post them on the feedback forum so that we can have a discussion with the complete the community forum to see what the benefits are in the pros and cons. And then a question about bulk adding metadata. Don't fully understand the question, so there are various ways to set metadata both in Assets and Studio. So you can set metadata or select multiple files and then set metadata fields. But what's also possible in Assets is a metadata stamper. So this is a plugin that you can install, and basically you can create predefined stamps and apply them to your selection of content. So I hope this answers your question. If not, please reach out to us, then we can further discuss the question. Then a question about duplicate images, how to remove them. It is always quite tricky to remove them automatically. So we need to explore more to see what the exact use cases are that you are referring to. So please send in also a support ticket, and we can help you out on those questions. I see some more questions coming in. Some are quite detailed, so we will follow up on those with you directly. If you have any questions, please reach out to us. Also, you can follow the developments on upcoming.woodwing.com. It always gives you the latest insights into our product roadmap. Please visit our help center, so the feedback forums, to engage in active conversation on new functionality, questions, etc. we have a very extensive process to answer all those questions. With that, we would like to thank you all for your questions, feedback, and your attention. And we hope to speak to you soon in person. Thank you all for attending.